season on the line, 4th and 11. Butka looking downfield, throwing, incomplete, broken up at the 10-yard line. And Old Bridge is headed to the NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 5 Championship game.
There's one in the flat. Good catch that time by Ransom. Ransom with a lot of room and a good block by Delonzo down the field, and Ransom is gone. 57 yards to the house. 2-2.
Swung on and miss. Strike three. St. James Smithtown has done it. They are the 2025 New York State Little League Baseball Tournament champions.
Drops back, throws all the way to his right, has a man down the field, and he's got him! First play of the drive, touchdown, New York Green Wave!
Sanioki's season on the line. Goal to go from the 2. Kyles looks to run with it, pitches it to Sip, he grabs it, he's in for the touchdown!
The final 25, and they're neck and neck. Kane looks like they have just a dash of a lead. Salisbury taking first. What a race! Live from Great Kills Little League in Staten Island, New York, PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into week-long coverage of the 10 and under Eastern Regional Softball Championship Tournament. 22 games, welcome parade and skills competition spread over 5 days here on Staten Island, where one team will emerge as Eastern Region champs in this 10U division. Today we present to you double elimination bracket play on day 3 of the tournament, and our second of 3 games today featured on this field. It'll be our team from Massachusetts, Jesse Burkett Little League, against the team from Vermont, Connecticut Valley Little League. My name is David Pizzuto. Welcome back here this afternoon, late morning this afternoon here, where we begin New England play, and a little bit of a different style than what we're used to in the Mid-Atlantic, where this is more of a double elimination bracket to determine seeding. And both of these teams here lost their opening round games yesterday, so both come in with identical 0-1 records, having suffered a defeat to the team from Connecticut, Milford Little League, and now they will battle it out, and the winner of this game will again have a return date against Connecticut a little bit later, and we'll see what happens as far as the seeding is concerned. The loser of this game will finish as the number 3 seed, and then the next game will determine, of course, the number 1 and 2 seeds, depending on who wins that game. There'll be another game tomorrow to determine eventually who gets the number 1 seed. But then from there, it'll be 2 versus 3, and then the winner of that game will play 1 for the New England Championship. Those games will be tomorrow. But for today, we have this game here, and then we have the winner of this game taking on Team Connecticut for the chance to be the number 1 and number 2 seeds there. So that's the way things look in this half of bracket play. We're going to give you our starting lineups as they're being introduced onto the field here. We had a discrepancy here. We thought one team was the home team, when in fact it will be Massachusetts that will be the home team. Again, Jesse Burkett Little League is the representative from Massachusetts. Here is their batting order. Batting first and wearing number 19, Emily Morrissey. She will play first base. Batting second is the pitcher, number 25, Brianna Grant. Batting third is the catcher, number 22, Izzy Biondo. Batting fourth is the shortstop, number 5, Rose Becker. Batting fifth is the third baseman, number 13, Kaylee Brazil. Batting sixth is the second baseman, number 30, Ashley Ingalls. Batting seventh is the extra hitter, one of the extra hitters, number 4, Madeline Morrissey. Batting eighth is the center fielder, number 1, Madeline Kozlowski. Batting ninth is the right fielder, number 3, Clara Leahy. Batting 10th is the left fielder, number 11, Abriana Gonzalez. And batting 11th is the second extra hitter, number 7, Flora Pacheco. And batting 12th is the final extra hitter, number 10, Avery Boudreau. For Connecticut Valley, which will be the home team for this game by virtue of the coin flip, they will start in the batting order with number 1, the first baseman, number 9, Wemeline Garin. Batting second is the pitcher, number 5, Zoe Fulton. Batting third is the catcher, number 6, Ivy Downing. Batting fourth is the center fielder, number 3, Ren Carter. Batting fifth is one of the 3 extra hitters, number 30, Elizabeth Welch. Batting sixth is the third baseman, number 21, Lucy Mila. Batting seventh is the shortstop, number 1, Aubrey Arenberg. Batting eighth is the second baseman, number 10, Addison Fulford. Batting ninth is the left fielder, number 4, Gabby Lazara. Batting 10th is the right fielder, number 22, Maeve Morrison. Batting 11th is the second extra hitter, number 18, Leah Tarleton. And batting 12th is the third of 3 extra hitters, number 33, Bailey Pippin. So those are your starters for this one. And we'll take a look at, once again, at the bracket that I was telling you about a little bit earlier. It's a little bit tough for me to make out on my screen, but you get a sense of how they work it as far as the seeding. Yesterday there were 2 games, and Vermont, they played in the second of the 2 games, but it was Massachusetts in that first game that fell to the team from Connecticut. Let's see if we can blow this up here and see this in a bigger screen here, so I can follow along with you. Of course, my mouse isn't working very well.
For Connecticut Valley Little League, Vermont State Champions.
So I believe we might have our national anthem here. So let's go off of headset, and we will have our national anthem here on this field. All right, officially ready to get this one started. About 10 minutes past the intended time when we wanted to start this one, as we had the playing of our national anthem. We're going to get that bracket back up on your screen in just a moment here, and I'll be able to look at it with you. But yesterday there were 2 games that were played, and it was the team from Connecticut that really set the tone for that game, for those games. And at first, in the opening round game, Connecticut handed Massachusetts a 13-2 defeat. So that landed Massachusetts into this game. And then later, Connecticut scored a closer 2-0 win over this Vermont team. And that got Connecticut into the winner's bracket with a chance to get the number 1 seed for the playoffs, which will begin tomorrow. And then Massachusetts here will face Vermont for the rights to play Connecticut again to determine who gets the number 1 seed and who gets the number 2 seed. So our losing team in this game will be the number 3 seed come playoff time tomorrow, and our winning team still has a shot to get the number 1 seed, which would get the bye and await the winner of the 2-3 game. So there you see the bracket on your screen. Might have to blow it up to see it in its entirety, but you get the idea and what's at stake for this one. And we should mention that the next game that gets played on this field will be obviously the team from Connecticut playing the winner of this game. So the losing team from this game, their day is over for today, and they will come back tomorrow for playoff contention. So we'll get the final tosses here from Zoe Fulton, who had an excellent game yesterday in the circle and at the plate as well. She was sensational. And again, it was a 2-0 loss ultimately for this team from Vermont. Very respectable loss, however. That was a really well-contested game and a pitcher's duel. Probably the best pitcher's duel, or maybe the second best pitcher's duel we saw yesterday. We had the New York versus New Jersey game that ended 1-0. This one ended 2-0. But here we go. We get things started with Emily Morrissey at the plate, hoping to give Massachusetts a strong start. They fell yesterday by a score of 13-2, so they are looking to bounce back here. First pitch delivered by Fulton was low for a ball, and that one hits the corner for strike 1. And she has thrown her first strike of the game. Fulton likes to work quickly and has a lot of velocity on her pitches. As another good one, and swung through for strike 2 via the bunt attempt by Emily Morrissey. Jessie Burgett, Little League, is the representative from Massachusetts here in this Eastern Regional. And a swing and a miss. So one up and one down via the K for Zoe Fulton, picking up a little bit where she left off yesterday or last night. And one up and one down via the strikeout. And that will bring up Brianna Grant. Pitcher versus pitcher here early in the top of the first inning. The windup and the delivery, and that is swung on and hit back to Fulton. Fielded clean. The throw to first is in time, and there are two away. And that'll bring up Izzy Biondo, the catcher, wearing number 22 to try and give Jessie Burkett their start here in the top of the first inning. We'll keep you updated on what's going on as well over on our major field as we go, as Biondo swings and misses. Over on the major field, we have the final Mid-Atlantic pool play game between New York and Pennsylvania. There's a big swing and a miss. Again, as Biondo a little bit late with the bat. That game will determine the number one seed, or will help determine the number one seed. We'll give you the breakdown there in just a moment. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike three. A three-pitch strikeout, and the second in the inning by Zoe Fulton, who figures in on all three outs in that top of the frame. It's a perfect top half of the first. We go to the bottom half of the first. No score here between Massachusetts and Vermont. Stay with us.
This tournament would not be possible without the great support of the Staten Island Advance. Not only does the Staten Island Advance have full coverage of the tournament, but we are committed to covering island youth sports year-round and all news close to home. Pick up the paper today and look for great subscriber deals now for our loyal readership. Visit us online at silive.com for news and photos of this week's tournament and all the breaking news on Staten Island, the nation, and the world. The news of Staten Island is the Staten Island Advance and silive.com.
All right, we are back here live from Great Kills Little League here as we get set for the bottom half of the first inning. A lightning quick top half of the first. A couple of strikeouts by Zoe Fulton. And now it'll be Brianna Grant's turn in the circle as she will face Garin, Fulton, and Downing in this bottom half of the first inning at the very least. And we'll get to see Connecticut Valley up. But we were talking about the other end with the Mid-Atlantic. The game going on behind us is between the two 2-0 teams, Pennsylvania and New York. And if Pennsylvania wins that game behind us and they defeat New York, then Pennsylvania would finish as the 1, New York would finish as the 2, and New Jersey would finish as the 3. If New York wins that game behind us, New York would finish as the 1, New Jersey would finish as the 2, and Pennsylvania would finish as the 3. The reason for the switch is because New Jersey defeated Pennsylvania head-to-head. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Is that the case? I believe, no, that's not the case. So we'll have to revisit that, actually. I was wrong about that. But they would be 2-1. Yeah, it would be run differential at that point, and I think Jersey would have it. Of course, depends on how many runs are scored as well. So we have a swing and a miss here, but we're focused on the New England region on this side of the ledger. Well, runs allowed will come into play. Just, well, I'm talking to the wrong chat, but runs allowed would come into play because there is no head-to-head sometimes between the teams in the Mid-Atlantic. But 2-1 the count here to Wemeline Garin. And that one is fouled back. 2-2 count. And that one is behind Garin, and the count goes to 3-2. And that one is fisted foul. Payoff pitch and swung on and missed by Garin, strike 3. So first strikeout for Brianna Grant on her side of the box score, and there is one out and one up and one out here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Zoe Fulton, who had a great day at the plate. Mashes that one into center field. That is well over the head of Kozlowski. It goes all the way to the wall. On her horse is Fulton. She is going to hold at third, and now they wave her in. Play at the plate, but Fulton going back, wisely deciding to go back that time. But it is, however, a stand-up triple for Zoe Fulton to straightaway center field on one of the hardest hit balls we've seen in this tournament so far. And that'll bring up Ivy Downing, the catcher. And Downing with a sharp hit through the right side of the infield. That will easily score Fulton. And Downing with an RBI single has given Connecticut Valley a 1-0 lead.
Set the fielder number 3, Ren Carter, number 3.
And that'll bring up Ren Carter, the center fielder. Carter, first pitch swinging, right back to Grant. The throw over to first is in time. The throw to second went errant, and now a play, potential play at third, none made, as getting in to third base was Downing.
Now batting, action number 30.
A nice job by Grant to complete the play and record the second out at first base, but the throw from first to second was ill-advised. They were never going to get Downing out at second. And in fact, she is able to take third and is one base away with Elizabeth Welch, the first of 3 extra hitters, up at the plate as we have a timeout here going on the near side. We're going to have a courtesy runner come in. Looks like it will be Carter to come in and replace Downing. So she who made the last out is the runner who takes over on the base paths. That delivery is up high by Grant, so the count is 1-0 on Welch. Runner at third with 2 out. 1 run already scratched in, and that one in at the laces of Welch, so the count goes to 2-0. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Down low, that was too low in the strike zone, so the count will go to 3-1. On deck is Lucy Melia. But first, Elizabeth Welch with 2 outs will face a 3-1 pitch. Cut on and miss, strike 2. Healthy cut by Welch, wanted extra bases with that swing. Payoff coming here from Grant. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Grant gets herself 2 strikeouts as well in the inning, much like Fulton did on her side, but a little bit of damage done as on the board is Connecticut Valley. They take a 1-0 lead after 1 inning of play. Stay with us, second inning coming up.
Awards and Trophy Center is proud to sponsor this week's New York State Little League Championship. Located at 1600 Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, we pride ourselves in not only building trophies, but building relationships as we service our community and treat you like family. Your event and its achievements deserve the best. That's why Country Awards and Trophy Center is ready to work with all of our clients to make your event a memorable one, with awards, trophies, and gifts that make a lasting impression. Come see why we love our customers and they love us. Visit us today.
Well, they're not up yet. Yeah. We are back here live from Great Kills Little League, where we have Connecticut Valley striking first, and the young lady in the circle, Zoe Fulton, giving them a start with a stand-up triple. She was plated home on the very next batter, Ivy Downing's RBI single, and that's the difference so far. Otherwise, pretty good pitching on both sides of the ledger here. As Fulton takes the last of her practice tosses. It was 3 up, 3 down for Jessie Burkett Little League out of Massachusetts. So they'll send batters 4, 5, and 6 up at the plate. Becker, Brazil, and Ingalls. First pitch, swung on and missed by Becker upstairs. 0-1. Has another one, healthy cut, but swung under that one. 0-2, the count quickly. Ooh, that one is a rocket shot foul towards the Massachusetts dugout. Still an 0-2 here to Becker. And that's swung on and popped foul. First base side. Another 0-2 to Becker. Swung on and missed, strike three. Third strikeout for Fulton here in 4 batters. And it will be Kaylee Brazil. Brazil squares to bunt, lays one down, but it's foul, third base side. Getting weather alerts every few minutes for tomorrow, so that will put our games in jeopardy a little bit. We'll get to that a little bit later. Very high in the strike zone that time, 1-1. There's a healthy cut, strike two. So Brazil trying to avoid another strikeout here for Massachusetts. Upstairs, and that'll run the count to 2-2. Second base right on the lip of the infield grass, artificial turf grass. And then we have a swing and a miss for strike three. So 2 up, 2 down via the K for Zoe Fulton. That's her 4th strikeout here in 5 batters. And Ashley Ingalls will be the batter, the second baseman. Looking to avoid another 1-2-3 top of an inning here for Massachusetts. Squaring to bunt, bunted through it for strike one. Saw this a lot for Massachusetts yesterday. Almost every first pitch looking to potentially lay down a bunt. Everyone in the order thinking about it. Check swing, the hold up. I don't think wasn't paying attention, the first base umpire. Yep, went on that one, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Outside for ball 1-1-2. Get the official count. Our scoreboard says the count is 2-1. I believe it's 1-2. Fulton delivers up high, 2-2. Indeed, that's the count. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three. And Fulton is able to strike out the side, 3 up, 3 down in the top of the second inning. And we go to the bottom half of the second. Connecticut Valley with a 1-run lead, looking to tally up some more. We'll be back with 10U Eastern Regional Tournament coverage on the PDF Sports Network. Stay with us.
New York State Little League Championship is proud to have Dave & Buster's as a proud sponsor. Where are you going after the game? There's only one place with delicious food, ice-cold drinks, games on the big screen, and fun for the whole family. Food and drink specials are available all week with the latest video games and the biggest arcade on the island. Redeem tokens for great prizes and come back often because Dave & Buster's is the place to be for game day and all the days in between. Turn on the fun with Dave and Buster's on Staten Island.
We are back here. Great Kills. Little League. Staten Island, New York. We have a 1-0 game here. Vermont with 1 run on 2 hits. We'll fix that on our line score there. They had back-to-back hits by Fulton and Downing in that bottom half of the first inning to score their 1 run. Other than that, it was a pretty effective inning for pitcher Brianna Grant. She got strikeouts to open and close the inning, but Melia is the batter, and it will be low and inside for ball 1. Bunt applied straight away. Grant picks it up with the bare hand. The throw to first in time. Nice play once again by Brianna Grant to get it over to Morrissey for the first out of the bottom half of the second. Good idea there by Connecticut Valley as the infield was playing way deep at first and third. But that'll bring up Arenberg, the shortstop, and she swings late on that one high in the strike zone, 0-1. Grant working quickly, delivers, and that one swung through for strike number 1 as Arenberg swung under that one. Now 0-2, Grant well ahead with 1 out. The pitch taking a little bit off. That's a little too high in the strike zone, and now we'll go to 1-2. Swung on, and getting a piece of it was Arenberg to stay alive in the count. The 1-2 upcoming from Grant. A little too high and elevated on Arenberg, 2-2. Another one delivered well high that time by Brianna Grant. Missed that one by a good couple of feet. And so now the count runs full at 3-2. High again, but Arenberg offered at it and swung through it for the strikeout. 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. That's the 3rd strikeout for Brianna Grant, and that will leave it up to the bat of Addison Fulford, the second baseman, batting from the left side. And she swings at that one and lines it foul, third base side. And that one is swung up top for an 0-2 pitch coming up. And again, Brianna Grant for the second straight batter. Out in front, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Left a lot off that one and skips off the plate for the count, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch swung on and hit once again on the line, foul down the third baseline. Brianna Grant settles down. 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back. Addison Fulford making plenty of contact here on these pitches, but has spoiled 3 of them foul. Brianna Grant with the 1-2 and takes a lot off that one, and on 2 hops it ends up in front of Biondo, but it'll be 2-2 coming up. The pitch laying off was Fulford, and she takes high for ball 3. Another payoff pitch upcoming, 3-2. The delivery swung on and missed, strike 3, and the 4th strikeout for Brianna Grant ends this second inning in 1-2-3 fashion. We go to the 3rd inning of play. It's a 1-0 lead for Connecticut Valley. We'll head to the 3rd inning after this.
The Staten Island Fairy Hawks are proud to be a sponsor of this year's New York State Little League Championship, because one championship organization deserves another. Come check out another amazing season with us at Staten Island University Hospital Community Ballpark with great ticket and group deals, theme nights, and fireworks displays. Good luck to all of our teams this week from your friends at the Staten Island Ferry Hawks. We'll see you at the game.
We are back here live from Great Hills Little League in Staten Island, New York, home of the 10U Eastern Regional Softball Championship Tournament. This is the New England bracket. The two teams that fell yesterday to Connecticut, Milford Little League, battling to see who gets a chance to play Milford again in the game following this one. A chance to get the top seed in this tournament playoff, which starts tomorrow. The losing side will finish as the 3 seed. They too will play tomorrow against the 2 seed, whoever that happens to be. So it could be a return trip for both of these teams, but in any event, the first meeting between the two occurs right here this afternoon. And we start things off with Madeline Morrissey, who looks at strike one. Fulton has faced the minimum 6 batters in this one, has retired 5 via the strikeout. The other was a grounder right back to her. Takes inside, 1-1 to Morrissey. Fulton has also struck out the last 4 batters here, all swinging, picking up pretty much where she left off yesterday. She pitched all 6 innings too yesterday, and obviously you are limited with how much you can pitch the following day if you pitch over 6. 2-1. Squaring to bunt was Morrissey, takes it off and accepts the pitch low for ball 3, 3-1. Fulton is, I don't want to say laboring, but it looks like she kind of was favoring that left leg a little bit. Here's the pitch. And there's a high strike taken, 3-2 by Morrissey. Important first batter here. Jessie Burkett, Little League, looking to get the leadoff runner on base. Squaring to bunt, laying off, taken, strike 3 call. Dead red, and 1 up and 1 down. The 5th retired via the K, and that'll leave it up to the bat of Madeline Kozlowski, with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd.
Center fielder number 1, Madeline Kozlowski, number 1.
Squaring up to bunt again. Bunted through that one for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 here, delivery by Fulton. Again, the bunt applied down the 3rd baseline. It is foul, as Melia was able to pick it up in foul territory, and the count is now 0-2 on Kozlowski, who plays center field. Fulton, of course, was the batter who sailed one over the head of Kozlowski, and I believe there was a discrepancy there because that ball was fielded before it actually bounced in foul territory, and we don't have the replay of that. It was too far away, but I kind of thought the same. That ball was not allowed to bounce in foul territory before it was deemed foul. Ball never landed in foul territory before it was fielded, but it was called foul. And while we have a timeout, we get you the update from over at the major field. Pennsylvania has gone up 2-0 on the home side. Great Kills Little League here representing New York. So they're in the top of the 2nd there. And they have the teams on the wrong side of the ledger there. They have Pennsylvania as the home team, but it's the top of the 2nd. I don't know what they're doing over there, but we'll find out in between innings how to fix that for them. So here we go. Back to live action. That one is fouled off the bunt with 2 strikes, and that should do it for Madeline Kozlowski. Strikeout via the bunt, sixth straight strikeout.
Number 3, Clara Leahy.
And Clara Leahy, the right fielder, will step up to the plate with 2 outs. And that one's elevated high for ball 1. Inside for ball 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Two 1 count upcoming here to Clara Leahy. Trying to stay ahead here. Once again, squares up to bunt. Can't lay it down. Strike 2. And that one's fouled off. Elevated there for Fulton, and so the count will run full. 3-2 will be our count here with 2 out. Zoe Fulton trying to avoid a base runner here and trying to stay perfect through 3 innings. She's faced the minimum batter so far. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. And for the second straight inning, the side is retired via the strikeout, and they go down in order 1, 2, 3 in the third, does Jessie Burkett. Little League, Connecticut Valley from Vermont will have their turn in the third inning. They have a 1-0 lead here, and we will have more 10U softball action when we come back.
K&S Industrial is your all-in-one supply and tool store for commercial, industrial, and domestic industries. A leader in HVAC supply stores, K&S provides various building and maintenance supplies for office buildings, industrial plants, schools, homes, and more. We also specialize in getting our customers hard-to-find items. If you're looking for HVAC supply stores that also offer anything else you might need, look no further than K&S Industrial. If they make it, we'll get it. K&S Industrial.
We are back here, live from Great Kills Little League, where the home side, Connecticut Valley, from the state of Vermont, has themselves a modest 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. They bring up batters 9, 10, 11. Gabby Lazara, Maeve Morrison, and Leah Tarleton will be our batters. Against Brianna Grant, who's been impressive. She has 4 strikeouts in this one, and she got through a 1, 2, 3 inning in the bottom of the second inning, retiring 2 by the way of K. Gabby Lazara will get us started here, and she takes that one on a bounce for a ball 1. So a 1-0 count upcoming here on Lazara. Swung on and missed, high in the strike zone, 1-1. Offered at that one. Good pitch by Grant to stay in that top half of the strike zone. There's another one that hits the outside corner for strike 2, 1-2. And tomahawk chopped that, but swung through it. And another strikeout, the third in a row for Grant. And we are 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Maeve Morrison. Morrison, the right fielder, 10th in the batting order here. Squaring to bunt, it's popped up but foul. And it's interesting to note that Connecticut Valley, despite the really good game against Connecticut yesterday, they failed to score. So they did score their first run back in the first inning. And there's the bunt laid down. Grant again fields the throw in time. And another good play in the field by Brianna Grant, getting it over to Emily Morrissey. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the third. That's her 3rd assist. She's figured into every putout so far. Brianna Grant, 5 via the K and 3 assists as well, as that one is delivered a strike to Tarleton. Tarleton, the next to last batter in the lineup here for Connecticut Valley. There's a bouncer in on Biondo, and the count will even at 1-1. And that one is fouled off. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and the inning is over officially. 6th strikeout for Brianna Grant. We head to the 4th inning of play. Vermont with a modest 1-0 lead over Massachusetts. Second half of the game coming up after this commercial break.
When it comes to sports, why be good when you can be legendary? At Legend Sporting Goods in Brooklyn, we service the community with only the best custom apparel, embroidery, and service, specializing in youth sports, so that the leaders of today become the legends of tomorrow.
We are back here live from Great Hills Little League in Staten Island, New York. The home side in this one, Connecticut Valley Little League from the state of Vermont, up 1-0. And what has been a good back and forth pitchers duel here between Zoe Fulton and Brianna Grant. Fulton on her side of things has 7 strikeouts. Grant on her side has 6. And you could do the math here. There have been 18 total putouts in this game, 13 of them by way of the strikeout. And really, with the exception of Fulton's monster hit, a triple, and she ended up scoring just a couple of pitches later. And leading off will be Abriana Gonzalez, Flora Pacheco, and Avery Boudreau. 10, 11, and 12 in the lineup here, but the last 9 obviously have been retired successfully in order. And Fulton is looking to stay hot and perfect here. And that one is sails high for ball 1, 1-0. Bunt laid down, but fouled. The 1-1. Gonzalez again shows bunt, fouls it, third base side, so that'll be strike 2, 1-2. Ball 2 as that one is low, and having to skip out of the way was Gonzalez.
Now batting, action hitter number 7, Flora Pacheco, number 7.
With 1 out here, it will be up to Pacheco. Strike. Okay. That one is delivered low, 1-1. One count here with 1 out. Fulton looking to stay perfect here. Bunt unsuccessfully laid down. Another one foul, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 now, and Pacheco down to her last strike. Tried to bunt, shows it again, lays off, but takes strike 3 on the outside corner. 11 up and 11 down right now for Massachusetts, and the last 9 of them via the K. Avery Boudreau. Again, squares to bunt, lays off, and that one is high in the strike zone for ball 1. Top of the order coming up after this. But that's only if Boudreau can get her way on. Bunts through that one. 1-1. Now with the bat in hand. Again, showing bunt. And contact made, but fouled back. 1-2. Massachusetts has really tried to get the bunt down, but really haven't been successful yet with it. And now with 2 strikes, Boudreau showing bunt yet again. And that one behind her for ball 2, 2-2. And make sure you pull that bat back, too. That ball comes in there pretty quick from Fulton. The 2-2 pitch. And that one outside for ball 3, 3-2. Had to make sure that there's no contact on that one. 3-2 is our count with 2 out. Big payoff pitch here. Showing bunt again. And it is laid down right in front of the plate. Foul ball. So having to come back was Avery Boudreau. And that'll do it, obviously, with the foul off the bunt. That's the second time in that inning that's happened. 12 up, 12 down for Massachusetts. And 11 out of the 12 via the K for Zoe Fulton. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Connecticut Valley holding fast to a 1-0 lead. Stay with us.
This tournament would not be possible without the great support of the Staten Island Advance. Not only does the Staten Island Advance have full coverage of the tournament, but we are committed to covering island youth sports year-round and all news close to home. Pick up the paper today and look for great subscriber deals now for our loyal readership. Visit us online at silive.com for news and photos of this week's tournament and all the breaking news on Staten Island, the nation, and the world. The news of Staten Island is the Staten Island Advance and silive.com.
All right, we are back here where Jesse Burkett Little League is in the field, and they'll look to hold Connecticut Valley off the scoreboard and keep it a 1-0 game here. It's been a really sensational matchup between 2 great pitchers. Brianna Grant on her side of the coin has 6 strikeouts here, and she has retired the last 8 batters in a row from the team representing Vermont. And she will face batters 12, 1, and 2 in this inning. Bailey Pippin is the last of the 3 extra hitters in this lineup. Grant, who's had to wait a little while for Pippin to get to the plate, delivers one low for ball 1. Pippin, one of the fastest players on this Connecticut Valley team, and she swings through that one for strike 1. The reason why we know that is she was one of the base runners in the Roadrunner competition in the Skills Challenge. That one delivered low again for ball 2. So Grant has missed low a couple of times here in this at-bat, and Pippin looking to stay patient here, earn her way on. And that one just outside, so the count will run to 3-1. So Grant certainly wanted that pitch, shakes her head on the way back to the rubber. 3-1. Swung through by Pippin, 3-2. Looked like that would have been a called strike 2 regardless. And here's a big pitch upcoming. 3-2 pitch. Grant versus Pippin. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Pippin is out on strikes. 7th strikeout for Brianna Grant. And that'll bring up the top of the order Lemeline Garan,
Garin, number 9.
the first baseman. She struck out swinging to Grant and was Grant's first victim here in this one. And she takes that one for a high strike. Strike one, 0-1. That one outside, ball one, 1-1. Taking a little bit off that one, and it manages to get over the plate, hit that lower hemisphere of the strike zone. The count 1-2. Garan down to her last strike. Swung on and fouled off. Our count is 1-2. Scoreboard has 2-2, but well ahead of the count here, Brianna Grant. That's well high and wastes that one. The count 2-2. That one delivered low, full count, 3-2. Yep, and even Garin thought that she had a walk there. She thought the count was 3-2 already. But a payoff pitch, yeah. Brianna Grant thought she lost her as well. But that is the correct count, 3-2. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Over on the major field, they're in the top of the third inning, Pennsylvania with a 3-1 lead, and they've got runners on base with nobody out. Battle for the number 1 seed there. It's a big game over there. That number 1 seed gets that bye in the playoff picture and obviously saves an arm. The pitch down low for ball 4, and now Garan is able to get on base, and that ruins the streak of consecutive outs registered by Brianna Grant. And you certainly don't want runners on base when Zoe Fulton is up at bat. She belted a stand-up triple to straightaway center field her first time up on what was probably the longest hit ball of this tournament on this field anyway. And she chops that one to short. They get the force at second, and the ball came out. However, the runner called out that ball in the glove long enough, says the plate umpire. So Zoe Fulton bounces into a fielder's choice, earns on that way, and Garin is wiped out 6-4. And that will leave it up to the bat of Ivy Downing with 2 outs. And Fulton at first base. Fulton looking to take second. The throw is not going to get there in time. And with the stolen bag, Zoe Fulton is at second base. And I believe that first pitch was a ball. So 1-0 on the count. Downing had an RBI single her first time up. Downing is going to have a 2-0 pitch to work with. Fulton daring the throw and won't receive it. From Biondo. Downing with a 2-0 pitch upcoming. Swings through that one for a strike. And again, Fulton leans off of second. Good 5 or 6 steps past the bag, but gets back out there. 2-1 will be our count. The pitch. Swung on and hit hard towards short. Collected. The throw to first in time. Becker to Morrissey. And the side is retired. And so Connecticut gets themselves a base runner, but leave her stranded. And at the end of 4 complete innings, our score remains 1-0. 5th inning coming up here between Massachusetts and Vermont. Stay with us.
Awards and Trophy Center is proud to sponsor this week's New York State Little League Championship. Located at 1600 Highland Boulevard on Staten Island, we pride ourselves in not only building trophies, but building relationships as we service our community and treat you like family. Your event and its achievements deserve the best. That's why Country Awards and Trophy Center is ready to work with all of our clients to make your event a memorable one, with awards, trophies, and gifts that make a lasting impression. Come see why we love our customers and they love us. Visit us today.
We are back here, Great Kills Little League from Staten Island, New York, and this is a quick moving one. I know I just jinxed it, but through 4 innings here. We started at 11:40, and this game is only 40 minutes old at this point. 10-minute innings, that's saying a lot here. But we are in the 5th, and for all intents and purposes, Jesse Burkett Little League is down to their final 6 outs in this one. And they have yet to get a hit off of Zoe Fulton. And we'll just leave it at that. We won't mention anything else. Fulton went the distance last night as well in the last game. So, all things considered, these 8, 9, and 10-year-olds bounce back quicker than we do. But having pitched the entirety of the way last night, and we got out of here about, let's say about 8:40 or so, get a good night's sleep, wake up, and do it all over again here in the second game of this, what could be 2 games for Connecticut Valley. Obviously, if they win this one, waiting in the wings is Connecticut and Milford Little League. They'll await the winner of this one immediately following this game, approximate 2 p.m. start on this field as well. But it is the top of the order here. Emily Morrissey, Brianna Grant, and Izzy Biondo will be our batters here. Morrissey is 0 for 1, and she struck out in the first inning. Squares to bunt. Foul ball, and that'll be strike 1. Second pitch offering here from Fulton. Bunt again down the first base line. It's a hot shot bunt. Fielded by Fulton. Safe as drawn off the bag on the throw. And we got a base hit. We'll count that as a hit. As legging that one out was Morrissey via the bunt. So if at first you don't succeed, try again. They finally get the hit and the base runner, the tying base runner at that on first base with nobody out. Brianna Grant, the pitcher, trying to help herself out. She bounced back to the pitcher, not via the bunt her first time up, and she bunts that one foul down the third base line. Brianna Grant was the only player to put the ball in play during the first round of the batting order. Squares up to bunt, and that is going to allow Morrissey to get to second base via the wild pitch. And the count goes to 1-1 on Grant, with Morrissey now in scoring position and nobody out here. The first sign of trouble here for Zoe Fulton in this one. See how she works her way out of this one and what she decides to offer Grant. Grant puts up the bunt again, and that one is hit off the shaft of the bat, and that'll be strike 2. And so now a timeout here as Grant went over to her third base coach, as that might have hit or caught a piece of Grant on her right hand. And she seems to be okay and has shaked off her coach there and says, "Don't worry about me. I can do this." And I'm not sure what actually our plate umpire is asking, maybe for Grant to get checked out. No. Going to have a discussion here between our plate umpire and our third base coach here to talk about potentially whether that was a foul ball or whether it actually hit Grant. But I think that has to be the discussion there. So the count will remain 1-2. Up high, Fulton delivers after the long layoff there. And taking third base on that play was Morrissey. It kind of didn't account for her there. So here we go with nobody out. Morrissey, the tying run, just one base away. And now we're going to have a mound visit here, or a circle visit, I should say. No mound here in softball. And they'll discuss this and where to go with the ball if it's put in play. long discussion here. All infielders in here to discuss the strategy here on this one. Brianna Grant, again, we say it again, she was the only player in the first turn in the order to actually put a ball in play and force the fielders to do work in the field. And it just happened to be Fulton who had the assist on the putout at first base. It was not on a bunt attempt, ironically. But a 2-2 count is upcoming with Morrissey at third base and Brianna Grant in the batter's box. The pitch swung on and fisted towards second base, and it's over the head of Fulford. That will allow the run to score. It's an RBI single for Brianna Grant, and we have a tie ball game here in the top of the fifth inning. And that will bring up Izzy Biondo, who struck out swinging her first time up, with a runner at first base. And you got to watch Grant on the base paths as well. Bunt unsuccessfully laid down. It's fouled off the first base side. And Biondo might have caught a piece of that on her finger. And now again, what they're arguing is that the bunt was taken off and the ball hit her, but I mean, that looked like a bunt attempt to me. Can we get the replay, or was it too? No, yeah, we missed it. It's okay. And again, if you bunt through that and it hits you, I believe that's not a hit by pitch, but they're going to discuss it. And again, we don't know the intricacies of the rules. We'll defer here. But I think Massachusetts is arguing that the player was hit by the pitch. They will have to discuss it. So, strike one officially on Biondo. And Fulton, again, after a little bit of a lengthy layoff here, has to get back on the rubber. That bunt successfully laid down, fielded clean by Fulton. The throw is in time, and they'll try to get Grant at third unsuccessfully, however. Grant is at third base. And the sacrifice bunt successful there by Izzy Biondo. A two-base sacrifice bunt. And you wonder what is happening here. And I think they were arguing the play at first, that maybe that ball was bobbled, or maybe the tag, or maybe the throw didn't get there. But not quite sure. Brianna Grant is at third base. There is one out, and via the sac bunt, we have a tie game here, and the go-ahead run is at third base. When we come back here, Rose Becker will be our batter. She struck out swinging her first time up. Both teams with one run on 2 hits in this one. Becker squaring up to bunt. Bunts through it, strike. That ball got away momentarily from Downing, but runner holds. So 0-1 will be our count here to Rose Becker. Again, squaring up to bunt. 0-1, bunted off the gate, and that'll be strike 2. So 2 strikes. You wonder if Becker will continue to show bunt here with Grant at third base. Bunt shown again. Fulton, the stutter, down low, ball 1, 1-2. Downing does a good job making sure that one doesn't get past her. You wonder if there is a wild pitch here, if they would send Grant, very speedy at third base, down the line. Once again, bunt applied, and that one towards the backstop. Grant holds, however, and Fulton will walk her back. Count will go to 2-2. Back in the batter's box is Becker. 2-2 pitch upcoming to her. The pitch by Fulton. Bunt is on, and that one's inside. Taken, 3-2. Becker steps back in the box. 3-2 payoff pitch upcoming. Pulls back on the bunt, but a called strike 3 instead. So that's the second out recorded by Fulton. Grant, of course, holds steady at third base. And down to their final out, Kaylee Brazil will come in to try and keep this inning going, potentially get Grant home. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Watch it coming in, and safe is Grant at home. They made the most of it. They lost Grant on the base pads. Downing just tossed it lazily back to Fulton, and that makes the score 2-1 as they steal home. Amazing job by Brianna Grant. And after that, we'll see a replay of it after this pitch. Swung on and missed. You have it, Alex? I don't know if you got it. No, the play at the plate. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Fulton gets out of it, but the damage was done. 2 runs on 2 hits in the inning. And at the end of 4.5, it's 2-1. We're going to try and get you that replay.
Is now the bottom of the 5th, time for the 5th inning stretch. Stretch, same take me in the ball game.
All right, let's see if we can pick it up here. There's the pitch. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. All right, so we lost it. No big deal. All right, so that was not the right play. So let's clear that. And we'll go during 5th inning stretch time. It's a 2-1 game, and we have a new leader. We go to the bottom of the 5th after this.
New York State Little League Championship is proud to have Dave & Buster's as a proud sponsor. Where are you going after the game? There's only one place with delicious food, ice-cold drinks, games on the big screen, and fun for the whole family. Food and drink specials are available all week, with the latest video games and the biggest arcade on the island. Redeem tokens for great prizes and come back often because Dave & Buster's is the place to be for game day and all the days in between. Turn on the fun with Dave & Buster's on Staten Island.
Welcome back to Great Kills Little League on Staten Island. Connecticut Valley of Vermont went into this inning with a 1-run lead. They go into the bottom half of this inning down by 1 now as they have to come back, and they have to do it against a red-hot Brianna Grant, who gave them the lead and is now trying to secure it here in the circle. First pitch strike on Ren Carter. Grant has 7 strikeouts in the game and has been sensational in this one. And that one fouled back by Carter, so the count quickly 0-2. After surrendering a walk in the last inning, she was able to retire the final 2 batters. And there is a swing and a miss. Out in front of it was Carter, and that is the 8th strikeout for Brianna Grant. And with 1 out, it'll be up to Elizabeth Welch, who struck out swinging her first time up at the plate. And there's a big swing and a miss up high in the strike zone for the count to go to 0-1. They've reached the end of 3 innings over on the major field, Pennsylvania, with a 4-1 lead over New York. We'll keep our eye on that game as we go. A game that will determine who the top seed is on that Mid-Atlantic side, as that one is fouled off back by Welch, working on her timing here. Amelia's on deck. She grounded back to Grant her first time up. Here's the pitch. And there's a take called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Brianna Grant. That is strikeout number 9 for her. And indeed, it will be up to the bat of Lucy Melia, who grounded back to Grant her first time up. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Melia led off the 2nd inning. And that one taken up high for ball 1, 1-1, trying to give Connecticut Valley a start here. Connecticut Valley has only scored 1 run in this tournament so far, and that one came in the 1st inning. A bouncer in front of Biando will make it 2-1. For Massachusetts, they scored 2 in their game in their loss to Connecticut yesterday, and have matched that here with 2 more. Here's the pitch, and it bounces in once again on Biando, so the count goes 3-1. So Amelia with a chance here to get on base. 3-1 pitch upcoming. Swing and a miss. Swung under that one, and that'll be 3-2. Well, she was a hitter on a 3-1 count, that's for sure. Here's the delivery up high, and Amelia will earn on via the walk. So walks in consecutive innings here issued by Grant allows the base runner on base, and now we'll see if she can work her way around off the at-bat of Aubrey Arenberg, who struck out her first time up. Back at the time, it was Grant's 3rd strikeout. That was back in the 2nd inning. After the first pitch is delivered low, Grant comes in with this one, and it's swung on and missed for strike 1. Staying put is Melia at first base. That one taken down low off the plate in front of Biando. 2-1 count upcoming here. I wonder if she's taken. And that one's well high for ball 3. So once again, for the 2nd consecutive batter, Brianna Grant falls behind 3-1. And Arenberg, the hitter. The pitch, swung on and missed through it. 3-2. I'll tell you what, they've been given the green light on these 3-1 pitches, missing them. And here's Grant's 3-2, well high again. And the walk issued, back-to-back walks here, in Connecticut Valley in business with 2 away. Runners now at 1st and 2nd. We'll get another visit to the rubber here by the coaching staff. And Addison Fulford will be our batter. Fulford struck out to end the 2nd inning, what was at the time a 1-2-3 2nd inning for Brianna Grant. And now she really has to work her way out of a jam for the first time since the 1st inning when she gave up the run. Of course, she did allow a base runner to get to 2nd base last inning. That was when Zoe Fulton bounced into a fielder's choice and then stole 2nd. But this is a 2-on, 2-out situation here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fulford the batter and spoils that one foul, 3rd base side in front of her dugout. Winner of this game plays Connecticut in the next game. Approximate 2 o'clock start for that one. It'll be the final game of this pool play segment of the tournament. And we move to playoffs tomorrow. 1-1 count upcoming for Grant. The offering swung on and hit in the air. Foul territory, 3rd base side. And the glove by Brazil makes the 3rd out of the inning. A pop foul to 3rd base ends our 5th. We go to the final inning. And Jesse Burkett Little League a chance to add some insurance. They lead 2-1. Stay with us.
The Staten Island Fairy Hawks are proud to be a sponsor of this year's New York State Little League Championship, because one championship organization deserves another. Come check out another amazing season with us at Staten Island University Hospital Community Ballpark with great ticket and group deals, theme nights, and fireworks displays. Good luck to all of our teams this week from your friends at the Staten Island Fairy Hawks. We'll see you at the game.
We're back here live from Staten Island, New York, Great Kills Little League. Fantastic hosts for this 10U Eastern Regional Championship Tournament. Mid-Atlantic represented as well as New England, and by the end of it all, we will have one grand champion here in the Eastern region in this 10U division. This game taking place in the New England side of the ledger. Two teams that were bounced out by Connecticut yesterday, battling for a chance to meet them again later on this afternoon. And we have a tight one here. The score is 2-1, and we are in the top of the 6th inning, and for Massachusetts a chance to add to the lead and maybe give Brianna Grant some insurance on her side. It'll be batters 6, 7, and 8 facing Zoe Fulton, who retired all 3 of these batters by virtue of the strikeout back in the 2nd and 3rd innings of play. And there's a swing and a miss, a healthy swing by Ingalls through that one. It'll be Ingalls, Morrissey, and Kozlowski, the batters, here in the top of the 6th. Showing bunt here. Off the base of the bat, but that one is foul. Third base side, so 2 strikes now on Ingalls. They haven't been afraid to lay down the bunt on 2 strikes here. Ingalls, however, swings through that one, strike 3, and she strikes out swinging for the 2nd time in this one. 13th strikeout for Fulton here in this one. She's retired 16 batters, 13 by way of the K. Morrissey squaring up to bunt. Lets that one go high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Morrissey squares to bunt again, takes that one, however. Dead red for strike 1, 1-1. Another squaring up to bunt, but that one is well high for Fulton, 2-1. Madeline Morrissey struck out looking her first time up. That was to lead off the 3rd inning at the time. Fulton steps into this one, delivers high once again, 3-1. So when Fulton has missed here so far, it has been well high in the strike zone. She's missing by a good foot. There's a strike with Morrissey seemingly taking all the way there, so the count will run full at 3-2. It's a big base runner here with 1 out that the Massachusetts side would love to get on base here. Bunt shown, and that one's high for ball 4. And that is the first walk of the game issued by Zoe Fulton. And they have a base runner with 1 out here, and it'll be Madeline Kozlowski. Kozlowski struck out via a bunt in foul territory with 2 strikes. And she shows bunt again. That's delivered high. Runner goes to second, and the throw and tag applied in time. Well done. Downing over to Arenberg, and the runner is erased at first. Caught stealing. There'll be a 1-0 count to Kozlowski. Shows bunt, lays off, but takes an inside strike for strike 1, 1-1. In their bottom turn of the 6th, they will send batters 9, 10, and 11 to face Brianna Grant. And that one is punched foul, first base side. It's the top of the order that has been dangerous in this tournament so far for Connecticut Valley. So they would love to get a base runner there by the time Fulton gets up again. 1-2. The pitch here first to Kozlowski. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 14th strikeout of the game for Fulton. And they'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Last licks here for Connecticut Valley of Vermont. They are down by 1 on the scoreboard. And they'll have their last chance. Stay with us. The bottom of the 6th is coming up next.
A&S Industrial is your all-in-one supply and tool store for commercial, industrial, and domestic industries. A leader in HVAC supply stores, K&S provides various building and maintenance supplies for office buildings, industrial plants, schools, homes, and more. We also specialize in getting our customers hard-to-find items. If you're looking for HVAC supply stores that also offer anything else you might need, look no further than K&S Industrial. If they make it, we'll get it. K&S Industrial.
We are back here. Bottom half of the sixth innings. Last chance for Vermont and Connecticut Valley. They had a 1-0 lead in this game. Surrendered it via 2 runs by Massachusetts in the game's 5th inning. And here we are, now needing a run here to get even in this one. And, of course, 2 to win it at this point. And they'll have to do it against Brianna Grant, who's been sensational in this one. She did surrender a couple of walks in the bottom of the 5th inning, but she has 9 strikeouts. And she will face batters 9, 10, 11 in the order. Gabby Lazara will be first up. And she sees that bouncer in front of her for ball 1. Lazara struck out her first time, and that led off the 3rd inning for Connecticut Valley. The 1-0 pitch, that one is low as well. So the count quickly 2-0. On deck is Maeve Morrison, who grounded out to Grant her first time up. The 2-0 pitch, and that's low for ball 3. So Grant missing low here. A couple of them spinning off the turf, and that one too low in the strike zone. Here we go, and hitting on 3-0. And swung through there by Lazara, so the count goes to 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2. Looked like 2 thrown strikes either way, and the count full. Brianna Grant looking to work all the way back. The 3-2 pitch, well high, ball 4, and Lazara is on base. And for the 3rd batter in the last 4 at-bats, Brianna Grant has allowed a walk, and Maeve Morrison will come up. She grounded right back to Grant, the pitcher, her first time up, so she's 0 for 1. But that is a big runner at first base. The bunt squared up, it's fouled back, but off the gating here. No play to be made. Strike 1 on Maeve Morrison. Bunt applied again, and it's fouled off. 0-2. And now, will Morrison have the opportunity here to bunt again? Will she need to be a hitter here? Swung on and missed, strike 3, and she is out on strikes. The ball does get away in the backstop. The throw not in time. So moving over to second base was Gabby Lazara. So essentially, kind of the equivalent of a sacrifice there, which they were trying to do anyway. And Leah Tarleton will be the batter who struck out swinging her last time up. Bit of instruction here for Grant and Biondo, the pitcher-catcher combo, regarding probably that base runner and how to treat her if she's moving on any of these pitches. Leah Tarleton will be the batter. Once again, she struck out, and that one is low. And again, if there is a wild pitch and the runner goes to third, you wonder if the conference there is to just hold the ball, don't try to get the runner out at third. And that one is swung on and hit weakly to first, to back to the pitcher. Grant is able to field, and they are coming home with it. The play at the plate, out at home, and that ends the game. They took a shot. They took a shot at it and tried to sneak it in, and that's how the game ends. Yeah, just run it through, Alex. Run the replay through. We'll get another chance to see it. All right, so we'll see the play in its entirety in just a moment. But a double play, essentially, right back to Brianna Grant. She makes the throw over to first, and here we go. The play at the plate, never hesitating. Good communication, and dead to rights was the runner on that play. which was Gabby Lazara, and the game ends 2-1. An exhilarating finish. That's how you want to end games, with a play at the plate to determine the end of the game. Our final score, Massachusetts and Jesse Burkett Little League 2, and Vermont, Connecticut Valley Little League 1. That means that Massachusetts will move on to the game at 2 p.m. to take on the team from Connecticut, Milford Little League, in a battle there between what is now two teams that have picked up victories so far on New England's side. That'll do it for us here. We will throw it to our break and remind you that the final game is scheduled for a 2 p.m. start, so that's 1 hour away, and we will bring that to you here live from the senior minor field. That'll do it for us. For my partner, Alex Paramithis, on engineering duty, I'm David Pizzuto, wishing you a great rest of the afternoon. We'll see you back here at 2 o'clock here for the final game of pool play here in the New England division.